Okay, we're back. And we're playing this DDFi, who has achieved the Ascetic conduct. So we have all these scrolls. Yeah, just like a ton of scrolls. Let's head into lair real quick. To where we've left some artifacts. Because we got the banner, I actually confirmed that it's showing up on my page. We'll go back and clear out lair here in a minute, or snake pit rather, here in a minute. Alright, 21 scrolls. Probably identify. It is identify. We're just going to identify all this stuff. Let's do smaller stacks first. I think we're not going to run out, but yeah, we have enough. Try on this amulet. It's Faith. Well, Faith is interesting. Faith on Eli is pretty nice, but unfortunately, well, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, we have an amulet that's already really awesome, so we're not going to switch off that. We're probably going to want to switch off this minus Tele. as well as it's served me, I can teleport now, so... Alright, we're going to remove Curse. Drop these two awful rings. +5 of Protection and Ring of Wizardry. Interesting. Okay. Well, I would like to have Arlek. Even if it reduces my AC a little bit and my stealth. Very good. Are there any more artifacts I care about? Heck, maybe we should use Robe of Vines. Robe of Vines plus statue form. That'd be kind of funny. That would make, well, that would make the game easier once we get to extended. Wow, I forgot we have all this. We're just going to drop these amulets. I don't particularly care what they are. There's nothing that's going to beat RF plus, RC plus on an amulet. It's just not going to happen. Save the game and exit real fast. I want to put this on troll mode, is what I call it. Auto butcher very full, because we have gourmand. That's something I never did, but I should have done. Alright. Yeah, we have a nice little collection of things here. Quite nice that we found a large shield so early as well. When did we find that? On like D3 or something? Where does it... It says it's, yeah, level 3 of the dungeon. Pretty cool. Okay. Now, the game isn't exactly free now. It's just easier. I mean, we're still a Deep Dwarf, so the game is basically free, but we're still stuck with Eli. Because who am I gonna swap to? I could swap to TSO, but that doesn't heal. I could swap to Zen, but again, doesn't heal. I mean, TSO heals, but not enough to be worth it. Can't swap to Mokleb because I'll get Wrath. We could swap to rue, I guess, but I would like to have TSO in extended because, like I said, we're doing Nature's Ally. We're going to do the one where we do Tomb during the Orb run. So, and we may 15 rune this guy. It's worth points, you know. It's a DD Fi, unfortunately, so we're not going to get much. We're not going to get like the combo points off of it, but those are irrelevant at this point anyway. We're so late in the tournament. Are we done picking things up? Well, we've got enchant armor. So I could... Well, we should probably enchant this hat up. Before I do that, why don't I use my acquirement? There's some nice things to buy, but nothing that really stands out at me that much. Some books, I guess. Well, we can drop scrolls of enchant weapon. Alright, let's just acquire armor. Yeah. Just boots of stealth. I'd rather have running. Wow, I guess I could just enchant up the fire dragon armor, and we could stick with that. Or the fire, I call it fire dragon armor, it's really just fire plate. Fire resistance plate. I mean, it would be nice for this character to end up in something else. I mean, heck, I really might end up in Robe of Vines, I don't know. Like, Robe of Vines plus stat form sounds kind of hilarious, so why don't we just... See if there's any gloves, no. See if there's any cloaks, no. I'll just enchant up these gloves. And we'll just leave things this way for now. I mean, this character's awesome. We've got really, really good stuff. Really good equipment. Now that we can use potions and things, we won't really need Wand of Random Effects as a Hail Mary. I think we can go ahead and go finish out the snake pit now. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm real tempted to wear Faith instead of the Amulet of Job. But my instinct is to leave it on for the defense. But I have way more AC now after those enchant armors and the swap to the plate. I think we have more AC than we had before. Wait, are there any artifacts I missed? No, there are not. Scroll teleportation. I do need to go and buy all those potions and scrolls and things, or at least mark them for purchase. I don't know if there's a way to... Can I just Control F shop? View. Okay, good. Yeah, I can put things on the list here. So let's Control F shop. Click View, question mark. Buy, might, magnification, Berserk Rage, I guess. Yeah, okay. I should have been marking these things as I went along, but I mean, there was, when you're doing a run with no potions or scrolls till the first rune, you're sort of in a situation where the runs throw away for a while, so you're not really concerned about the long term. Okay, that was F. G. Resistance, might. And that's it. H. Heal wounds, curing. Geez, maybe I should have acquired gold. I didn't realize there was so much of this stuff. I, books, J, haste, MO, enchant armor, I guess, fog, K, rings, slaying +5 would be nice, but we don't need it, L, M. We'll put on Robe of Vines. Yeah, if we get more requirement, it's definitely going to gold. And we have statue form for if I decide to go that route. It's not as silly as it sounds. We have our elect now, so I can tab more or less the entire thing. Enchant armor. Get the cloak. It's too bad TSO doesn't heal you for killing regular things, just demons. It's too bad there's no branch with lots of demons in it until extended. We're gonna have 27 invocations before too long. Jeez. Save some hit points here. I guess there are potions here I didn't get. Let's go grab it. What's unidentified? Just experience and mutation. Let's see if it's... Ah, it's mutation. Dang it. Yeah, we got good ones. And the antennae are not a problem because I'm wearing a hat anyway. Okay, fine. So we got one rune. Do we have silence? We do not have silence. So we don't want to go to elf. I guess we're going to shoals. We could also... We could make slime work. Just trying to think which would be... Which is going to use up less of my hit points. It's almost definitely shoals. This large shield protects me from a lot of the ranged in here. Let's do this on land. Nice. Oh, we're getting tons of piety. Come on, silence. Vulnerability, not bad. Cleansing Flame is going to be hilarious with this much invocations. Really, really, really good. But yeah, it seems like you should always use lesser healing on a DD of Eli. Greater healing is going to sap your piety too much. And I think I tried doing this before, and it was super obnoxious because I didn't understand that it costs, you get, the ratio is not as good, if you use some greater healing. I thought it was reversed, so I was doing the exact wrong thing. This has not been terrible, even without potions and scrolls. Even without potions and scrolls, it's been pretty solid. Let's go down here. Hey, it's Ilsui. We'll use Emulate here. Took me many, many turns to get out of that net. Let's see, I would like to kill her. These are just summons. Let's go down for a second. Heal a few times, come back up, come down, kill these things one at a time like I should. I was trying to do some wacky thing like catch them in a giant Emulate trap, slam Ilsui down with her allies, her own allies, but that doesn't always work. Gosh, I could, of course, vulnerability and try to get the paralyzed, but I think we're gonna, yeah, we got her. Well, this is a real ouchie. There we go. Those guys, those big turtles, they can do some serious work on you. Now we're going to try to use our racial healing ability as little as possible because Cleansing Flame costs 5 mana to use, so we're not actually going to be able to use it all that much, are we? Indeed, we may need to even wear like a +9 mana thing. So no more of that. We'll use greater healing if we have to, but we're not going to use the racial ability. On the other hand, every time I kill things with Cleansing Flame, it'll regen my mana, so... Or with... if I kill any demon, I mean, with any attack. Whoops. I don't know, I think we're okay. We've still got about 6 points of invocations to get, and 9 levels. So we won't be this low on mana forever. It'll just be a sort of low mana game. I anticipate, I guess, maybe 15 mana, 3 Cleansing Flames, that's enough. We do not need Scrolls of Brand Weapon. 2 scrolls left, 1's Summoning, 1's Torment. I don't want to waste Summoning, so we won't read it. I will drop my amnesia. I won't be needing that probably ever. Okay, like I said, gold. We get 1580, that's excellent. Quite a lot of things to buy. We could get the robe if we wanted, although I'm not going to use that yet. It's just kind of like a consideration. Well, wait a minute, what am I thinking? Wow. Why would I want Robe of Vines? It doesn't... Why did I think that that would somehow magically let me regenerate? I know I made that joke last video, and then I proceeded to hit my head and forget. That would be pretty good on a different character, you know, but not this one. I'm gonna Vul him. Only 26% A. Well, he's paralyzed. Ooh, Cloak of Magic Resist. Good find. There are boots there, I don't really care what they are, because running is the best possible one. Outside of some kind of artifact, maybe, with a lot of resistances on it. It's good that Ilsui's already dead. That means I can't run into her here. She has a tendency to screw up the final floor and make things more difficult than they ought to be with her giant pack. Okay, these guys are getting lamped. And immolated. Oh yeah. Big time. Nice. I might just wait a turn. I mean, I want to stay... I'll stand in this fire, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that the flames continued to be on the screen. Unfortunately, they changed it, and I think it was a really bad change, because it removed interesting tactics, but they changed it to where clouds do not stay. They don't exist unless you're looking at them. Which, I mean, was it really so bad that you could cast Freezing Cloud and close a door? Or you could cast Freezing Cloud around a corner? I mean... I don't know, I think these sorts of janky strategies they're just fun. You know, they're fun. And I think it's a shame when you move to remove them. You know? No fun allowed, you know? Like, it just... I think that sort of thing is what makes this game, and in fact most games, interesting. But slowly but surely all that kind of stuff is just going away. I mean, there's a lot to be said for the joy of discovering some weird combo like that on your own. For example, did you know that you can cast Invis on a target and then Yaris it off to force the Yaris effect? It's not particularly optimal, but it's the only way to get to guarantee the mutated effect, or the mutated status on something that doesn't buff itself. And it costs a lot. Like I said, it costs a lot of mana, but it's not subject to it's not an MR check. It just works. I think that kind of thing is really cool when you get a chance to discover it on your own, especially. Some people don't, they don't enjoy that, but I think that's a really iconic, way of enjoying games. It's one of those things that's one of those things some people play games specifically to discover that. I've heard it called breaking the game. This sort of emergent gameplay where the developers may not have intended it, but it turns out that it's actually pretty fun and interesting and game-changing even in some cases. I don't really agree with the idea that there should be a proscribed way of enjoying a particular game. And I think that if you're a developer, you're making a mistake if you try to shoehorn or hammer people into, like, no, enjoy my game this way. I think that if you do that, you're selling yourself short, and you're selling your game short. And it's like, it's like a book. There are people who will read a book and they'll get a completely different interpretation from it than what the author intended. That's okay. It's like, is their interpretation wrong because it's different than what the author has to say about it? I mean, in a manner of speaking, maybe. I don't know. Let's buy all this crap. Should I go ahead and enchant up the large shield? Maybe. I think we're probably gonna wait for gold dragon armor, so let's go ahead and enchant up the large shield, whatever. Probably not gonna find a large shield with an enchant on it. Let me think about this. Yeah, I'd like to go to slime, but I'd like to buy all this stuff first. Alright, that's enough for now. If I wear this in the place of my MR, how am I at golden eyes? Only 2%, and that's because I found that cloak. So yeah, we should be able to tear through slime right now. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's not bad. That's not terrible. Can you pacify slimes, I wonder? I know it goes by type. So holy's the easiest. Other than that, like animals and things, I guess, is a little harder. Undead's harder than that. Demonic is harder than that. Divided by 3 for animal or lower intelligence. So I guess you can pacify slimes. I assume it's really easy because they're slime type, and that falls under other. Well, MRC plus. I'm gonna see. You cannot pacify this monster. Oh, it's because they're mindless. No, it doesn't say anything about that in there. Sorry about my chair noises there. I've started to become more aware of that. I think I need to buy a new chair. I've had this one for a while. I have this standing desk, but I don't really use it when I'm making crawl videos because it's good for you, but it's a little awkward to use when you're trying to speak at the same time. It's kind of like giving a speech, I guess. I mean, if you notice all these radio show guys, they're sitting down when they do their work, But I try to stay standing when I'm working, just because it's better for you. Oh, this is good. Whoa. This is a lot of slime. I have to risk getting mutated. That's just too much slime. Oh my god. How many were there? Was that 4? 3, 4, 5, 6. Jeez. Okay. Let's try again. Whoa, okay, floating eye. Floating eye we cannot reach. Well, we have blinking. Only 2. That's a little bit of a surprise. You'd think we'd have more. I'm gonna try to get him with the Lamp of Fire. He can't paralyze me right this turn. He's not fully charged. Okay, that didn't work. Now he's fully charged. Doesn't take much. I wonder if I should just Vigor. Crap, he's fully charged. Why don't we, yeah, we'll Divine Vigor. So if I get paralyzed, I probably won't just die. Okay, this is okay. I think it'll die. Come on. Oh, he got me. Paralyzed. Not so bad, see? Thanks, Eli. Although, honestly, it's kind of weird that I didn't take any damage there. Because all that does is increase my health and mana. I think. Yeah. No, she protected my soldier ant. That's cute. I didn't know they protected allies. Yeah, they mostly attacked the soldier ants, so I used up Sack of Spiders to do that, which is unfortunate, but not bad. Let's go down. Let's see if we can't make some good use out of this Vigor. Should I go to the staircase or should I go to war? I think we go to the staircase. Oh. Okay. Not fighting TRJ yet. Not out in the open. Jeez, that lasted a while. Okay, we have no Feel of Floods. He tried to paralyze me, he failed. Or excuse me, he tried to mutate me, he failed. We have no more ranged attacks. By the way, their MR is too good to paralyze, generally. Got him. Can this guy paralyze me? Yeah, 0%. Good. The name of the game is pulling these guys up one at a time. Cool. Killed the Shining Eye before he could do anything. I'm very surprised that we haven't been mutated yet, and we'll probably get the mutate here in a minute. Wow, didn't get it there either. Okay, let's go up. Guess we're just gonna fight the whole floor between these two staircases. I'm fairly lucky that a floating eye didn't show up. Thankfully, the only one we've seen is not on the bottom floor. When there's a floating eye here, going down these staircases becomes a pretty perilous prospect. You know what? I should be being way more careful. Because you know what these guys can spawn? They can spawn floating eyes. I should treat them as floating eyes almost. Meaning I should kill them very, very quickly. Because it's in the regular spawn table. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, but it is. Okay, let's try to body block these blasts. It's not really working that well. Not sure how I like being next to a Titanic slime. Seems like it's going okay though, surprisingly. Ooh, took a big hit. That's okay. Just heal myself with Eli's abilities. Confused, no problem. Use curing. Isn't it nice being able to use potions? What a luxury. Oh, whoa, whoa! Zot Trap on Slime 5. Glad we discovered it. Okay, he's our boy. Let's use one of these hastes. Let's use might. Let's use... Do I not have agility? Yeah, I do. Agility. Take a step. Take a step. Take a step. Let's use, I guess that's about it, huh? I don't need resistance. Yeah, let's use resistance. We have a ton. We have nets. We have 9 nets. That's really good. And I have summoning, so we'll use that. Why don't we go ahead and use Divine Vigor? Get a ton of hit points. Probably won't need it, but it's helpful. He hits me after I fail to hit him with a net. Alright, we'll get in the optimal position here, and hopefully summoning doesn't bone me up. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Feel of Floods right here. I'll drink a flight. Now we're gonna go to work. Oh, you know what I should do? I should throw another net on him. I used flight so the water here doesn't screw me on attacks. And he didn't get a single ad. He didn't get to pop out any jellies at all. Let's grab this artifact helmet. I'll identify it here in a minute. You know what's really dumb? The fact that Spirit Shield makes your mana stop regenerating. Why? 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 What's the point, you know? It's always felt really silly to me that that happens on a Deep Dwarf. Manual of Axes, Manual of Long Blades. That's really cool that we found Manual of Axes. A little late for it, but it doesn't hurt to go past the Mendeley. All these rings are no good, but it's good to try them on and find out what they are. See invisible. Shadow Dragon Scales of the unique variety. Ooh, Star Drain. I think I'll actually wear these for now. It's got RC+++. Plus 9 mana too, that's nice, I guess. And we can blink. Yeah, it's not really worse than my plate armor. Let me think about this though. Base armor rating 10 with an encumbrance rating of 18. Base armor rating 10 with less encumbrance. Yeah, so it's a better piece of armor, I suppose. except for if you wanted RF plus. Okay, that's a terrible helmet. I mean, it's not terrible. It kills your AC. You get our core out of it and our poise, but I don't think that's worth using. I don't need our core since we're done with slime anyway. Okay. So we have 3 runes. We can keep getting more. In fact, I may get all the runes before I do Tomb. We'll be switching to TSO before too long. Indeed, we'll probably switch to TSO maybe as soon as Vaults is done. Maybe. Probably Vaults and Depths, I guess. We could kind of use Crypt as a refrigerator for healing enemies. But then again, that's typically where you go to pump up your piety on TSO. Now, as far as a weapon goes, we'll probably ditch this +7 chopping broadaxe, and we'll enchant up. We have 5 enchant weapons. We'll enchant up a broadaxe, and then we'll add TSO's holy ability, which will give me another +2. So that's a +7 broadaxe of holy right there. But yeah, we're doing okay. Let's keep going. Let's go into vaults. Oh right, I haven't finished dungeon. So my guy doesn't know where vaults is. I've almost finished dungeon. We could do elf. Now that we have a silence in the inventory, it's a little safer. Alright, I quit dungeon when I found that Eden, and I was low on mana and hit points and everything. So I sort of finished. Let's find out what's behind these doors. Ew. Not good. Well, I get my hit points back. There's some experience. Okay. Now, because we've gotten max Eli piety, I'll actually get tournament points for winning with Eli. Because I got max piety with her before switching to any other god. And I worship no gods before her. I still think we could have gotten Ascetic on a Spriggan if I had been playing a little more carefully, but really, tournament fatigue is setting in. I mean, I've been spending way too much time on this, but on the plus side, I'm getting a lot of really good content, I think, for the channel. And this lets me not play for a good long while, since I'll just schedule these videos out, focus on other things. Right before the tournament, I created a website called lightningpixels.com, and I may go back to trying to upgrade that. Basically, I took this open source project, which is, it's like a board, I suppose, like a canvas, where anybody can draw things, right? And Reddit started this out. I think that they made the first one, and anybody can draw whatever they want, right? They can overwrite other people's things, and I did it to where you pay me a very, very tiny amount of money. I'm not really trying to get money off this. It's just sort of, well, I'll explain. It's a proof of concept for something called the Lightning Network, because I'm into cryptocurrencies, as you probably know from me running rosecrypto.com, where I educate people about Bitcoin. And the idea is microtransactions, right? Because Bitcoin is interesting and it's got a lot of benefits, but one thing it's pretty admittedly terrible at is sending very tiny amounts of money. Without getting too much into the technicalities, when you try to send a very tiny amount of Bitcoin, you might end up getting charged more in fees, because, I mean, relatively speaking, I could spend, you know, assuming that you do it the right way and don't care about how fast the money gets there, I could send like $4 million across the planet for like less than $1 or a couple bucks, and that's amazing. But it's not so amazing when you're spending the same amount of money, you know, a couple bucks or less, to send $1, you know? So that's a microtransaction. If I want to buy a game skin or something, Bitcoin's not a very good vehicle for that. It's just not. And there are other cryptocurrencies that are better at that, but largely the reason they're better is that less people are using them, so there's less load, so to speak. The blockchain's smaller. There's less of a fee simply because it's less overloaded. So what's the solution? Outside of designing a cryptocurrency completely around that, which some people have tried to do, projects like IOTA and Ryblocks, which is now known as Nano, instead of doing that, they have developed this second layer solution. It's another layer, and again, without getting into the technicalities too much, it's just a way to send Bitcoin. They call it off the chain, so your transaction is not on the blockchain, it's not on the ledger. I'm using too many buzzwords. I'm better with my I'm better at writing about this stuff, I think, than talking about it, because I tend to spit out these terms that nobody knows what the hell it means. So I guess just read some of my stuff if it's not making much sense. But anyway, the long story short is Lightning Network, to sum it up, is a way to send tiny amounts of Bitcoin and not get charged a bunch of money, and be able to do it quickly as well. And it's a very new technology, and there's a lot of very strong opinions about it. Some people think it's essentially vaporware. But back to my project, lightningpixels.com, I essentially wanted to see for myself if it was any good. And I did. It seems a little rough around the edges, which you would imagine since it's essentially in beta, at least I think it is. And I'm using it, right now it's not hooked up to the real network. I have it hooked up to something called testnet, so you don't have to send real money. You can just go to the testnet, which kind of gives you free pretend bitcoins. This guy's asking me why I was spamming lesser healing instead of purifying. The reason is what I wrote, which is that I think I don't take much damage from poison on a Deep Dwarf because of damage shaving, and I think I'd end up spending more piety on the purification. I don't care enough to check on that. But it sounds right. It sounds like it could be right. Yeah. But yeah, lightningpixels.com, currently at the time of this video anyway, it's on testnet, and even when it moves to real Bitcoin, real Lightning Network, it's not like it charges that much. It charges 1 Satoshi per pixel, and a Satoshi is the smallest divisible unit of a Bitcoin. Think of it like a cent of $1. A lot of people who are not familiar with cryptocurrencies, they think, well, I don't want to buy this, I gotta buy a whole Bitcoin, isn't that worth thousands of dollars? Well, Bitcoins are divisible, just like real, hardcore physical, well, not hardcore, hard physical money, hard currency like the US dollar. That piece of paper is divisible into cents, right? Well, a Bitcoin is divisible into Satoshis, but a Satoshi is not 1/100th of a Bitcoin. A Satoshi is 1/1,000,000th of a Bitcoin. So you can imagine how much money that's worth. A single Satoshi is probably less than a cent, right? I'd have to look it up, but I think it's far less than a cent. So it'd be hundreds or thousands of Satoshis even to get to 1 cent. So you can send very, very tiny amounts of money. I think that if you wanted to fill my entire board on lightningpixels.com, it's like, it would be like $70, I think, but that's like 1,000 by 1,000 pixels. That's like 1,000,000 pixels, so there's no reason to do that. But you could draw a tiny little picture for less than $1 on there, or less than a few cents even, and be able to. It's kind of like the old $1 million homepage thing. But like I said, I'm not trying to make money off that so much as I was trying to kind of just an excuse to teach myself about the Lightning Network, how it works, how to use it. And at this point, you essentially have to be a developer to use it. I would say there's no super easy way to dive in right now, unfortunately. If you want to sell things, I think there might be, there actually might be things like PayPal for it right now, but there's only like one option. I'd have to look it up. I haven't looked too much into that. See, I am a developer, so I wanted to kind of see it from a high level before I tried to use some sort of custodial solution, like a PayPal thing. As far as sending Lightning, you still have to be pretty tech savvy to do that too. And it's funny because people think you have to be really tech savvy to use Bitcoin, and you kind of do, sort of. If you read my articles, I make it a lot simpler. I simplify it quite a bit. Gives you the info and how to buy it, at least, how to send it back and forth. Gives you the basic information. But Lightning Network is a little more complicated than that at this point. So I don't think it's going to be super popular or anything until they resolve that. But I've been saying the same thing about Bitcoin is the thing. The trick to get real widespread adoption, and it's pretty adopted. People do use it. There's Bitcoin ATMs and stuff. There is a market for it. But to get really, really widespread adoption, like normie, as they're called, normies using it, you're gonna need to make it simpler. You need to get it to the point where they barely even know that they're using it. So Lightning Network is really cutting edge stuff. And again, there's people who think it's vaporware and that it's useless, and maybe I'm still on the fence about it. Maybe I can get some users on lightningpixels.com and we'll see how it works out in the long term. I've found some bugs with it, like there's this process that runs and essentially watches your channel at all times. They're called channels, lightning channels. And I've noticed that it kind of goes stale and stops successfully accepting okay, good. Stop successfully looking at the Lightning Network, and I have to kill the process and restart it. So there's been some minor technical issues with it that I have yet to resolve. I've been pretty busy with this tournament over the last week, so I've kind of put it on hold because crap, hold on. I'm moving AF to O because I just accidentally fat-fingered the keyboard and used my racial ability. Thankfully, it didn't use up any mana, but I didn't want to do that. Anyway, yeah, I'll get back into that later. But it was a fun little project, and the goal is for me to know enough about Lightning Network that I can do other projects, right? Do microtransactions. I have a lot of really interesting ideas, that would require microtransactions, really tiny amounts of money being sent to me, which are simply impossible with current technology. You can do microtransactions with PayPal, I guess. Teleporting Come on, teleport, will you kick in, please? I'll heal wounds. Okay, let's cancel. Great. Let's haste. Let's agility. Let's might. Let's vigor. I really am just doing this on autopilot. I didn't mean to go into Vaults 5. That's funny, right? I just kind of found myself in here. 32, 22, 31, 16. Well, I don't want these Shadow Dragon scales on anymore. So I've lost AC, but that's okay. We'll enchant it up. I mean, I'm drained as well, so it's killed some of my armor training. Whoa, we're slow. That's a floating eye. Please transform into something else. I know it's a shapeshifter. Do I want to haste again? Yeah, I do. I want might as well. My might went away really quickly. Agi. We have so many potions, we may as well make good use of them, right? That's a lot of summoning. Yeah, we're okay to fight this stuff. Let's focus on this dude, the Death Mage, so his guys go away. We'll AA a bunch. Haste again. Menace, please silence for me so I can't get iron shotted. He's avoiding silence. There we go. Okay, let's get over here so we can hit Frederick at the same time. Oh, we don't have might anymore. Agi, might. We're not hasted anymore, but I think we'll be okay to just attack. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, we could have actually pacified him, because he's holy. And that's very, very easy to pacify. Perhaps I should have done that. Alright, I can't... I'm trying to rest and get my health back. Guess what you can't do on a Deep Dwarf. How's our neg? It's pretty good. Okay, my drain's gone. I guess this goes to show how strong a Deep Dwarf is, that I can just kind of brainlessly function on autopilot over here. Let's immolate. Let's get this guy. Okay, good, he's dead. I'm just AAing. Wow, it's stunning playing a Deep Dwarf after playing all these not Deep Dwarfs. It's so amazing, the difference. They're just so broken. It really is the easy mode character. Let's take this to 25, 20, 21 and see if the manual's used up after that. boots of running. -4 boots. That's the second. That's the second -4 item I've found. That's hilarious. You very rarely see something that bad, let alone twice in one game. I could pacify Zatahua here, but I may as well kill him. So we still have Elf to do, and I may do that before throwing Eli away. I knew it had a Bardic of Distortion, I saw it, I just didn't really care too much if I went to the Abyss, but here we are. Uh-oh. Could get paralyzed here. I hate the fact, by the way, that Chaos does paralysis. I made a post on Reddit today about this guy, Monster Racer, who, what he did was he died in that vault with the crabs. He was O-tabbing, and his complaint was that you should be able to O-tab and not get punished for it if you're at full hit points, which, I agree with as long as you've got an RC file set up to stop on certain things. Good God, we're extremely frail. They really got the greatest hits on me there. Oh, now we're frail for real. Do we have potions of mutation for sale? We're not going deeper. Not unless the game forces me. Anyway, yeah, Monster Racer, he dies in that vault, O-tabbing in depths, right? And, it's because he gets paralyzed by the Apocalypse Crab, and then proceeds to just die. And I think that's a very bad vault, for one, because the best thing to do with it is to never go in. And I think the paralysis from Chaos Clouds or Chaos attacks is just dumb. I'm gonna AA. Okay, he does not have LCS. Let's acid him. And let's swing. This guy have it? He could. Gateway leading out. Goodbye. Alright, let's not have this happen again. Fan him away. Dang it. 26% chance to polymorph. Dang, I need a way to take him off the table, like, right now. I think the fastest thing, unfortunately, is just this. Okay, we don't know what his book is. No, yeah, we do. Okay, it's nothing bad. This is fine. Okay. Acid Wand wins. We got an acquirement, by the way. Why don't we acquire armor? Oh. Very nice. Very nice. +7 strength gloves. Look at our strength, it's 38. That's insane. Wow, that was rough. Let's purify, get that rot off. We have enchant armor. Well, hold on, let's do acquirement. Found another requirement. Wow, Mask of the Dragon. We're getting some crazy stuff to wear today. Artifact Pearl Dragon Scales. Oh my god! Plus 13. Wow. I think I'll take a break. It's been an hour. I want to tell my buddies on my team about this, just because that's an insane item. That's outrageous. Regular Pearl Dragon Scales can only be enchanted up to +10. That's insane. Okay. Alright, well, this is a 15 rune character if I ever saw one. Okay. We'll just do this. Training up, fighting, armor, dodging, and evocations. Unfortunately, no sacks of spiders. Very, very lucrative. Vaults 5. You know, I may just be crazy, but every time I see you hear a distant wind, the flute noise from Mario goes through my head. I don't know why. But anyway, that means we've got Desolation of Salt on this level. So I'm going to cut the video here. We'll clear out Elf, we'll do Desolation of Salt, maybe even find some more insane items. And then we'll swap to TSO, do Crypts, run through Depths, and just move into Extended. Until then, I am signing out.